welcome to your home yoga routine. I made this routine specifically for a woman who is experiencing severe depression. It's so difficult for her to even get out of the house. So welcome to anybody who's having hard feelings that is keeping you from functioning, from being out in the world, coping, and even feeling like you can be at home in your body. Practicing at home might feel safer, but having structure is really helpful. So we're going to begin, and I'm going to present poses that will help you to lengthen the spine, release tension, and help to open up the body, which really helps with feelings of depression. In fact, it's impossible to have a full breath and have a depressive thought. So let's begin. We're going to start in seated position in order to come into forward bend. So we'll start with the legs straight in front. And you want to pull the butt cheeks back so you get like a really good stretch right through the top of the hamstrings, so you're not just sitting back on the hips. And then you really draw up right from the low back. Feel the toes pull back, and I'm just going to show you the position of the toes. They end up like this. They end up with the balls of the feet together and the heels apart so that the outsides of the feet are parallel. So that will help you to keep your hips more opened rather than rolled out. So you keep the heels reaching out, the toes pull back, lengthen from the spine, come in and out with the breath, take an inhale, and then exhale and pivot forward. And you're not attempting to get down, it's really more of a reach from the low back so you can elongate right into that area. The chin is dropped, so you don't need to look up. That'll help to lengthen the neck. Feel the heels reach out and the toes draw back. Keep the breathing constant, so that's a key, keeping the breathing in and out through the nose, and that will help to relax the body. Get a good tall spine. Again, the chin stays dropped, baby toes pull back. It takes about 15 seconds for a muscle to relax and start to let go. So the longer you wish to stay to allow the hips and the hamstrings to open, feel free to pause the video in order to help you get a little further. And then from your forward bend, we come right into spinal twist. So we'll take the left leg up, draw that left heel as high as you can, plant it on the ground. I'm going to show you from this side. So you're going to have your foot planted down, and then you use the arms to pull you forward so you have that tall back again. So attempting not to sit back, and then taking that right arm around that knee, that left knee, and as far as you can pull the arm will help you to lift from your low back, because the elbow will pull you forward. Again, the breathing is streaming in and out through the nose. I like to do a nice fan up and turn the fingers out, and then prop that hand in tight as you can to the body and press down. It's fine if the hand is out further, but just see if you can get that close pull in as you lift from the low back. Pressing down through the palm, have that elbow pulled in as you lift, lengthening from the spine, and breathing in and out through the nose as a constant. And then from there, come on back, and you're going to switch legs. So now taking that left leg out, and then taking the right foot in, and again, you would take the heel as high as you can. The knee pulls into the body, so into the midline, and then you take that left elbow down low, windmill the arm up, turn the fingers out, press the palm down into the ground as you lift from the rib cage. You gaze back, but you don't turn the head so that you can keep the neck long, and you use this left arm to really pull that knee in and lift. Keep the breathing. It's really common that we'll just get caught up in the biomechanics. So you want to feel the breathing streaming in and out through the nose. More than anything, this is a breathing exercise. So you want to stay focused on the breathing. Listen to what I'm saying, but just enough that you're hearing it, but it's after the breath. So you keep the breath streaming. Keep that lift from the low back, rising from the rib cage. And then you're going to come forward. Come on down so that you can bring your legs up in the air. So lowering down. So again, the person I'm working with really needs to be cautious with the low back. So you're going to lower down, keep the knees bent, take the legs in the air, Press the shoulder blades under so that the neck is really open. And with the legs in the air, draw the toes back. Spread the toes if you can to help to get more stretch through the fascia of the feet. And that's a really good thing for help with lower leg strength and releasing the muscles in the lower legs and stretching. And then you draw the legs towards you as much as you can, and you can hold on anywhere behind the backs of the legs or even just at the top. Keep the heels reaching. Keep the breathing in and out through the nose, lengthening again through the backs of the legs. And then from there, I'll just check my cheat sheet. We're going to bring the knees to the chest. So pull the knees in wide so that you can get a good stretch in through the inner thighs as well. The chin is not tucked in, but the gaze is straight up to the ceiling to keep that natural arc right under your back. So the knees pull in wide to get a good stretch right into the low back. Keep the breathing in and out through the nose. Keep the shoulders back. So again, it's the bend of the elbows that are drawing the knees in, but you're resting back. And then from there, you can let the heels drop. So again, we're being gentle with the low back. Keep the core strong to lower the knees down. And then from there, we're going to take the legs back up to open through the backs of the knees. Pull the toes back. Straddle the legs out wide, so you're going to get a really good reach. And just as good as it feels okay through those guitar strings of the inner thighs. So if you need to back off a bit, please do. And keep the heels pulling back. Keep the head gazing, the eyes gazing towards the ceiling to keep the neck long. Maybe do a little pulse to get right into the tops of the thighs. Keep the breathing constant. And I always like to rub the thighs using the whole hand, not just the fingertips, but the palms, the heels, the fingers, so that you really get a good help stimulating those 5 layers of inner thigh muscles. So you've got the heels reaching out, shoulders are back, breath is steady. And then gently draw the legs back up to the ceiling. Keep the core strong, so you're pulling the core in. It's not just popping forward or up. And that will help to stabilize the hips. And then from there, letting the left leg come down, cross the right ankle over, and you can press that right knee away. If you lift the head, you can certainly use the hand to support. This right foot stays pulled back the toes, so you flex the foot. Get that right knee turning out. Keep the shoulders back. And now to open up that right hip, that right buttock, bring the left knee up, weave in between, so not on top, weave in between and grab behind that left knee, anywhere at all. And then keep that right knee rotating out. Keep the breathing steady, in and out through the nose, and keep a bend of the elbows to pull the leg in as far as you can. It's perfectly fine if you're here, like way out, it's all good. Just see if you can have the head back. And if it's a little bit too much, you can always have a pillow just under the head, because you don't want to be like this. You don't want to have to strain in through the esophagus. So make sure the neck can be back, the head can be back, and the neck can be long. And keep the breathing as you bend the elbows to pull that right knee in. And again, keep that right knee rotating away so that you're opening the hip on the outside. Keep the breathing constant. Breath. And then you can take that left leg up. I'm really pulling the toes back. And then hold on somewhere if you can, because now we're going to lift up in through the low back with a nice stability. And pulling that ankle in as much as you can. And keeping that heel reaching up. And the breath is steady. And keeping the breath. And then maybe a little more. And again, the bum really comes up. Keeping that streaming breath in and out through the nose. And then let that heel come down all the way. And take the arms overhead, open like a V. And do just a little rock, side to side. So when you're feeling depression or anything like heavy feelings of grief, and it's been going on so long, it's hard to even continue life, like it's just a cloud. It's really difficult to say anything to yourself that's going to change it. So this is a meditation in action. This is a way that it's going to change the thoughts that are in the brain because of the relaxation, because of the release of tension. And we do develop a lot of tension from depression. It's the same as anxiety. So we want to really notice that we're relaxing here. You're keeping the breathing streaming in and out through the nose. It's really nice to open the chest. That really helps lift the spirits. And then you come back to center. Bring that right leg in the air and just pull it towards you as much as you can. Again, perfect if you're here. Just getting a little further stretch in through the back of the hamstring, drawing the toes back and reaching that heel up. Now, a nice stretch for the low back is then to lift the chin, tuck it in, draw that leg towards you, and again, you might be here, but have that heel really reaching out so you can come into the bottom of the hamstring. And breath, and then you can take that leg down, take you down, bend that right leg, lower it down, just make sure you're in the middle, shoulders under, and then take the left ankle up. And you flex that left foot, turn the left knee out so you're getting that opening in the hip. You might be entirely different on this side. And then take the right leg up, the foot's off the floor. Grab behind that right knee. Keep that left knee rotating out so you're pretty squared. The belly button is facing straight up. You stay with the breathing, streaming it in and out through the nose. I'll keep reminding you. Bend the elbows to draw the leg in. I'm going to take my ankle a little lower to help get a deeper stretch. If you need to have your knee high, your ankle higher on the knee, that's okay. And you bend the ankle, you bend the knee out and bending the elbows to draw that left knee in and keep the left knee rotating out. Keeping the breath, gazing towards the ceiling, the elbows are bent. Keep the breath streaming in and out through the nose. Really good reach out with that left knee. And then you can take the right leg up, draw the leg in. Feel free to lift the upper body to get a little closer, but then come back down. So we're now lifting the buttocks up off the ground. Draw the toes back. Keep the shoulders back as the heel reaches. And keep the breathing. Drawing that leg towards you as much as you can. Breath, wherever you are, is exactly what your breathing needs to give you. So instead of trying to go anywhere, breathe and feel the leverage of the pose create the change that can happen there. Wow, it's really good through the left bum. And then you're going to bring that leg down. And then our next stretch is to bring the leg down, and we're going to come right into core. It really helps to work the core with depression. You'll deepen your breathing, and there's a confidence when you can feel the center of your body. It really helps with posture and just feeling more embodied, like feeling more at home in your body. So the hands come behind the head. We're going to come up and across. So I'm drawing over towards the opposite knee. The heels are down. There's a slight press in of the core, so it's like a Pillsbury dough poke. You're pulling down, so you're not like this, like popped up, but pressing down. And then you come up, curl, come over to the other side, and then lowering down, and then lifting, coming up, and cross, and back down, breathing in, exhale, and lift. The back stays really flattened, and then coming back down. Inhale here, exhale as you lift, coming up and across. Good, keep the breath in. Here, exhale as you lift, coming up. Inhale down, exhale as you lift, really contracting through the core. Breathe in down, exhale, lift, coming down. Breathe in, exhale, lift. Good, 2 more. Inhale, coming down, 2 more. Lift, exhale, that's from the 20-minute workout many years ago. 2 more, coming back up. And then you lower. Now from here, you're going to come right up, and we're going to do a plank on the elbows. Now plank is a good overall strengthener for the core. So the elbows are going to be apart. The palms are going to come right out from the elbows. And you're going to have the elbows directly under the shoulders. The heels reach back, the toes really tucked under. And you reach those heels out, pull up from the core. The bum, you're attempting to have it even with the rest of the body. Now, I know you can't see that, but there'll be a sense that you'll start to get. Usually it's the hardest place. You just like, oh wow, it's really hard, then you're probably in the right place. The heels are reaching out, the core is in, lengthen through the backs of the legs. Keep the shoulders down, so try not to bring them forward like this, but have the shoulders down. Reach out from the crown of the head, and then turn to your left. Now I'm going to turn my right palm forward. The elbow is right under the shoulder. Lift the underside waist. Perfectly fine to use balance and support. See how much you might be here, and then you try a little bit, and make sure you've got good padding underneath this elbow so that you're really pressing it down into the mat. You're gazing straight ahead. You don't need to look up. I love to balance this way. It just feels bigger, more open through the chest and shoulders. And then you come back down, and I'm going to do it this way. So then, of course, you come to the other side. The other thing is if it's too much through your core, like you just can't do it, widen the basis of support and take the top leg in front. Push it down from the inside. That'll help to give you a little bit more leverage up. And again, you can certainly take the arm up, lift from the rib cage, pressing down into this left now elbow as you rise from the center. Then let's see if we can go back into core by coming back into plank. So elbows under, reach the heels back, just stay with the breath, and then you can come down. Okay, very good. Let me just see what we've got next. Yes, just as I thought. So we're coming right into cobra. A really nice counter stretch after you've worked the core is to open the core, to get some openness in through the chest and the lower abdomen. So we're going to take the elbows, actually let's have the hands even with the chest. So the elbows are over to the side. You're reaching one foot out and then the other, and really pressing down through the baby toe side. Now look up a little bit, don't lift the chin, lift the eyes, look up. And then pressing into the palms, keep the elbows in, try not to flare out. That helps to keep the shoulders down. And then you're pressing through the tops of the feet. I'm coming up to here because there's no pinch in the low back. If you feel tightness through the low back and it's too much, please lower. So the elbows lower. Still keep the elbows in to help the shoulders stay down. Keep the breathing in and out through the nose, pressing the tops of the feet down, and then gently lowering down all the way. And take a little breather. Take the hands one on top of the other. Just let the forehead go. Let your body go, relax into the mat. This is stomach shavasana, just a chance to let the body release after all of that contraction in through the low back. Breathing in and out through the nose as you let go. And then from there, take the fingertips to the outside. It really helps to use the fingertips as opposed to the hands in this one. So the elbows come and flare high, right above the wrists. And you gaze straight ahead, press the tops of the feet down. Breathe in, lift as high as you can. Here is good. Keep the elbows from turning down. Keep them to the ceiling as much as you can. Keep pressing the tops of the feet down. And then you look to the right and you let the left elbow come forward. And you lower down. Turn to the middle. Breathe in, come up. Lifting. Look up to the left. Let that right elbow and shoulder come forward. Lowering down. Turn to the middle. Breathe in, gaze up. Turn to the right, let the left elbow and shoulder come forward, lowering down, breathe in, come up, opening the chest, lift the rib cage, turn to the left, let the right elbow and shoulder come forward, turn back to the center. Let's do two more. Inhale, come up, lift, that's the train. Gaze to the right, left elbow, shoulder forward, lower down. Last one, inhale up, lift, opening through the chest, pressing the feet down. Turn to the left. Let the right elbow and shoulder come forward, and then coming all the way down. Now, the elbows come into the sides. Take an in-breath. Come up, child's pose back. That's drawing the tailbone back, lengthening the spine, and release the forehead to the ground. Nice and slow. Keep the breath in and out through the nose as you draw the tailbone perhaps all the way back, releasing the forehead to the ground. And sometimes it's really helpful to take the knees a little bit wider so that you have more space for the body. And the hands are forward. Release the forehead down. Breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then come on slowly up. So you're going to lift from the spine. Turn to come right onto your back. You did a great practice. That was really strong. Come on down. Come on down. And let your shoulder blades come under. Just do a final reach out with the arms. Spread the fingers. Have the feet flat. Take the hands behind the head. Press the shoulder blades under. Press the elbows out. Take a big in-breath and press the elbows back one more time, stretching and opening the chest. And then you can release the arms. Come on down with the arms. Lengthen the legs out to come into Shavasana. Allow the feet to just roll out so that the whole front body can soften to release into the mat. Feel the scalp relax. Feel the forehead smooth. Feel a small space between upper and lower teeth, just about the size of a grain of rice. So you're really resting back there. Feel the shoulders open. Keep the breathing. Feel the backs of the legs supported by the ground. Feel the heels on the earth. And feel the breath coming in and out through the nose. Enjoying this time of letting all the effects of the poses gel inside the soft tissue. The essence of the practice of Shavasana is to feel like your body is dying, letting go of life, sinking into the earth. The essence of the meaning Shavasana, corpse pose in Sanskrit, is that you're letting go of the physical body to feel the ethereal body, to feel all the little changes that have gone inside the ethereal body, the energy body. And to give a chance for all of these changes to assimilate in the nervous system, in the tissue, in the mind. Stay here for no longer than 9 minutes, and feel free to continue as I leave you here with your practice. And well done. It's always brilliant when you take the time to be embodied.